Music.
And welcome to Relationship Soup. I'm your host, Lisa Hughes. Happy Tuesday. How y'all doing today? How was your weekend? Is your week off to a great start? Y'all having a good week? I hope y'all are. I really can't complain. I mean, I could, but it ain't gonna do no good anyway, right? So anyway, thank y'all so much for joining me today. Y'all know I appreciate y'all every single week when you log in. So anyway, we have a fantastic show lined up today. I cannot wait to bring my guest on, but y'all know I got to do my little spiel and stuff first before I bring on these dynamic brothers. These brothers are chef's kiss. But anyway, thank y'all so much for watching today. Happy Tuesday. I just want to thank each and every one of y'all for pulling up tonight, whether you're watching us live on Facebook, YouTube, or listening to a replay. You already know what I'm going to say. I see you. I love you and I appreciate you. Now, of course, I got to do my spiel. And as you know, with every show, feel free to comment. You can ask my guest questions and stuff like that. These brothers are amazing. So, whatever questions you have, comments, whatever, let me know that you're here. Y'all know I'm going to bring them on. But first, y'all know I got to do my spiel. Y'all already know what I'm going to say. And that's okay. But I'm going to say it anyway. All right. So anyway, if you want to follow Relationship Soup on YouTube, it's Relationship Soup, period. You got to put the period or what? Y'all going to be somewhere else, right? The website, greeting cards going down, holidays. Look, y'all, holla at me for your greeting cards needs. It's relationshipsoup.com. If you want to join the forum, listen, it went down in the forum. Was y'all in there? If you wasn't in there, it's Relationship Soup Group. Get in there, y'all. Get into Relationship Soup Group. And if you want to follow me, it's Relationship Soup LLC. Okay. And then on TikTok. Yes. We on TikTok, y'all. It's still Relationship Soup. Now, I did share some really exciting news with you all, and it's still coming soon, y'all. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with y'all for a quick minute. Listen, Hello Me is coming, right? Stand by for the information, pre-sale information, drop date, all that's coming really soon. So, just be on standby. You'll see the information really soon. Hello Me coming to you very soon. All right. Perfect affirmation book for kids. you got to check it out. It's a chef's kiss. Y'all know that's my favorite thing to say, chef's kiss, right? So anyway, I do see that there are some comments here. Thank y'all so much for joining. You know, I really, really, really appreciate you. J Desiree, thank you so much for joining me, fam. You're so consistent. Every week you be in here. And you know I appreciate you. And then we have a Frank Jones. Thank you so much for joining me. Hello and welcome to Relationship Soup. All right, so I think that's all the comments I have right now. Like I said, y'all comment, I will bring it on. So anyway, let me go ahead and get into this show, y'all. So, and I did put the link. Let me go ahead. I did put the link out here. So if you want to join us in the studio, hit that link and just follow the prompts. Okay, so it's going to be that easy. So anyway, let me get into this show. So this show is the 93rd episode, y'all. I giggle because it just seems like it went so fast. We're already up to 93 episodes. And today's episode is special because we're joined by two cousins, y'all. This is blood right here. And so we're going to really have a powerful conversation. They are the hosts of Lead Your Lineage podcast. These brothers are in the community. They're community builders. They are just navigating some wonderful things, and I cannot wait for them to share with us. And also, they plant-based, y'all. Now, y'all know how I feel about health and everything. So we're going to get into different aspects of all kind of stuff tonight. So, you know, what I really love about this, and maybe the conversation has been had before, but I just feel like we can't have the conversation enough. It's just where family can actually come together and they create something really valid, valuable, and transformative, right? So today we're going to get into all this. We're going to dive into what it means to grow, to love, to lose, to rebuild. We're going to get into all that, right? So this is what I'm going to do. Without further ado, let me go ahead and bring these brothers on. I have Sean Washington and Tip. So let me go ahead and bring Sean on. Hey, Sean, how are you?
Hey, what's going on? How y'all feeling? What's good? What's good? Appreciate the introduction.
Absolutely. Blessed. Let's go ahead and bring Tip in here. Tip, are you there? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, what's happening, y'all?
What's happening, Tip?
Hey, I love your introduction and all.
Wonderful, beautiful.
I'm over here like, okay, what's up? You have me smooth with the music. I'm over here grooving. Then how you coming in and how you collecting your audience. I'm rocking with you already. So for real.
Absolutely. Yes. You know, and I'm telling you, I get so many compliments. Shout out to Music Man, because you know he's gonna be like, yeah, you know. But anyway, Music Man, he's in the studio sometimes. He's the one who made that whole like beat introduction, all that. So look, I'm gonna have to connect y'all if y'all want him to do a little something for you, because he is definitely very amazing. All right, y'all.
Love the connection. Let's do it.
Let's get into this thing. Y'all ready?
Absolutely.
Like, I mean, it was such a pleasure meeting y'all. Like, y'all energy is everything. Like, I think that night the energy was just so dope. But I'm really glad to have crossed paths with y'all. So anyway, all right. So we got some comments. All right, so let's go ahead and get into this. So tell my listeners about you. Whoever wants to go first.
I can introduce. I introduce us. We are co-hosts and cousins of Lead Your Lineage. To be honest, this podcast is a business, but it started in the backyard of a family reunion. Me and my cousin. We come from different backgrounds. We come from different morals and values and principles and interests at that time. We had no idea that we had interests of like. We had no idea that we had things in common. So we made a relationship right there. And Tip is my grandpa, and that's his uncle. His parents had him late, so but we'll get to that. But we used to have family reunions all the time at my grandpa's house, and me and my cousin, we like I said, we were so different that we realized we had things in common. So we went to ISU together. One day I went to his house. I went to his dorm. We kicked it for like 10, 20 minutes. We never hung out again. Nobody ever knew we was cousins. Like, me and him hanging out is really recently. It's really just like a 4 or 5 year span of us really getting to know each other. That's what I'm saying. It started in my grandpa's backyard, though. We got together in 2020. I have a clothing line called The Original People with me and my wife. he came to one of my we had an event, and cuz was like, I'm gonna pull up. You know how family is. Their family always talking about they're gonna support you, they're gonna you know what I mean? I'm like, all right, cuz, yeah. So I look, the day come, and he like, cuz, I'm gonna pull up. I'm like, all right. So I look to the right, and all of a sudden, I see his glasses flaring up on every light he hit. Every light he hit, I see the light reflecting on his glasses. Boom, boom, boom. I'm like, who the hell is this dude coming down here like this? And he got on a shirt. He had on one of my shirts. At the time, I had a shirt that I was selling called it was what was it, cuz? What did the shirt say? Because you wanted like 2, 3 of them. What was it? What did it say? Powered by Melanin?
Yeah, Powered by Melanin. Yeah, a gray one and a black one. Yeah.
And so I see the shirt. I'm like, damn, is that cuz? So there was cuz. He pulled up, and we started kicking it after that, man. We was at my house a couple of times. We was kicking it for a while, probably for about a year or two. And then one day I bought a camera for no reason. I bought a camera for no reason. Someone was like, hey, man, buy this camera. So I bought a camera. 2 days later, cuz hit me up. He like, hey, cuz, what you doing? I'm like, nothing, man. I'm big chilling right now, man. Really nothing much. He like, I'm about to start a podcast, cuz. I said, for real? He said, yeah, cuz. I said, man, you won't believe this, cuz. He said, what? I said, I just bought
True story.
2 days ago. 2 days ago, I just bought a camera, cuz, and I said I was going to start a podcast. I told my wife, I said, man, I don't know why I'm buying this, but I'm going to start a podcast. Watch. And cuz called me. And we instantly knew, because I'm gonna slang y'all back to how we really start kicking it. Because when he started coming over, we start realizing, dang, we both on the same mission. Even though I come from the streets, he come from the sports. We both overgraduated our old selves and became hired man and wanted to lead our families and saw the dysfunctions in our families. And so we start talking about that. And this is before we started our podcast. So that's before I told y'all that story. So now I'll bring y'all back. So we was so cuz called me. I was like, yeah, we're gonna do a podcast, man. We was really confused about what was we gonna name it, how we was gonna run it. However, the people around us at the time who hung out with us, like how they see our energy, how we are with each other. You know, they're like, this is what y'all should talk about. This is what y'all always care about. Because me and Cuz is in Bloom Project. He's been doing that for years.
Awesome.
PMG Black Man Group. So, and this is before the podcast. So, you know, we have a lot of action in us already, and so we was like, okay, this is what we're gonna start talking on the podcast. And what we were talking about is getting families together, starting businesses together, becoming more family oriented. Because if you look in the world, every time you ask somebody, hey y'all, who's the richest person? People go to Elon Musk, they go to all these different names. However, the family is ran by the world is ran by 13 families, and that's a fact. And all these businesses you go to, Kellogg's, where you get your cereal, is a family. Walgreens, where you get your medicine, McDonald's, Walmart, everywhere, you know. So we realized that, and we was like, dang. At first, it started to become a podcast, and then we start realizing how much we work better together and can make a family business off of it. So now we do multiple things off of it. We go talk. We host multiple events. We hosted our family reunion. Our family hasn't got together in years. After that, after my grandpa died in 2019, our family didn't get together until what was the first year we did it? Cuz 2024, and until 2024, and me and Cuz had a family reunion. And then in this year too, in 2025, we hosted our second one. And prior to that, our family didn't get together. So we love doing family reunions. This is our 4th event we got coming up Saturday at P30. Definitely check us out. We teaching the youth. Everybody be scared to talk about sex, and that's what we're here to talk about. Because sex starts family. We look at sex like bullshit, man, and we just look at sex orgasms and who we want to have sex with. But at the end of the day, we all here from 2 people connecting with each other and making us. So we bringing that to these young men and showing them that we host different. We talk to schools. We do many other things. I'm gonna let Cuz talk, but
no, I mean this is good stuff. And you know, one thing that I can really, well, everything that you said, I can really appreciate fact that you're bringing your families back together, right? And because I know that after my great grandmother passed away, like every year the family was getting together, but when she passed away, it was like there was family reunions here and there, but it just wasn't, you know what I mean? Like it wasn't the same. So, you know, when you said that about your grandfather, I thought about, yeah, my great grandmother when she passed. And I think that's a lot in a lot of families that we're seeing that, you know, sometimes once that, I guess that matriarch or whatever passes away, it's like it changes. Did you want to add something, John?
No, absolutely. Yes. With everything that you said, everything Cuz says is spot on. To that point of what you just alluded to, Lisa, when that elder transitions, there's no succession planning in place. Specifically for our community, there's no succession planning in place on who's going to step up to do what the elder did. We don't have a conversation about, all right, when this person passes, who's up next? Because the year before, 10 years before, 5 years before, months before, we didn't have a conversation because I guess it's a taboo conversation. We're scared to. But we all know it's inevitable. We all have an expiration date someday, so we got to talk about it. And then the bravery behind Lead Your Lineage in general is like we're stepping up to the forefront to have those taboo conversations that a lot of us shy away from because we have to. It's literally inevitable. All the stuff that's been swept under the rug from decades ago, centuries ago. Our generation is dealing with it right now in real life at real time.
Absolutely.
But we don't talk about it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, of course, y'all know I'm coming with the questions tonight. And y'all said y'all was ready. So let's get it. So let me ask you this. What's an episode or moment on your podcast that changed your perspective or totally surprised you? Because we all have the moments in podcasts and you'd be like, hold on, wait a minute. Okay. So what would that episode be for you?
I can go. You got one, Cuz?
You go ahead and go first. I got you.
All right, Cuz. Steve-O, one of the guy I met, actually I met him going to somebody else, Rome. He was on the podcast too. So I went to his event and I met this guy named Steve-O who actually was on the podcast. He was on episode like 114 and somewhere around that. And he said, and he was talking about the 42 laws of Ma'at, and he was talking about how we live in life. And I'm not gonna quote him right word by word because I'm not one of those type of people. But he said in my words, he basically mentioned how everything in life, how we perceive as innocent is really hurting somebody. Like for instance, we on these phones innocently thinking we just bought this phone, we working hard for our phone, but in our reality, it's 2 million to 6 million families dying who living in these boats trying to get these boat devices to put in our phone. It's all these families that's getting getting basically enslavement. Getting enslaved for this work just to put these phones together so we can have our peace. And then what really fucked me up is when he said something about chocolate. God damn. And I love chocolate. Man. Chocolate, like I'm a vegan, so I try to eat as healthy as I can. Everybody thinks just because you're a vegan, you eat healthy. We'll get into that, but so I got a thing with chocolate, and chocolate is like I'm like the cookie monster. No lie, chocolate chip cookies. Me and chocolate chip cookies get along. I'm for real. It's so he said something about the cocoa bean, and he was talking about how it's millions of families that's getting enslaved basically out just to get these cocoa beans so we can eat chocolate. Every time I eat chocolate, I kind of feel it, but that's definitely one that changed me and changed my perspective of life.
Okay. All right. Did you have one, Sean? Thank you for that tip. I can see that. Absolutely. It's like absolutely. I can see how that would definitely change your perspective on some things. What you got for me, Sean?
Oh, it's several of them.
Of course. And it's always unfair when
sure.
as a podcaster, it's like, what's that one? It's like all of them. What?
Absolutely.
Man, I don't care, man. I let y'all know. Hey, look. Ain't no hard feelings. You know me. If you've been on my podcast, I keep it 100. Hey,
No, absolutely. Yeah, we
no
are.
hard-
That's definitely the blueprint for sure. For me, I forgot which. I think it's episode 97. We had some young guys on there, just talking about their experience, just to be able to interview them. That was impactful. Just to hear their story, and just literally giving them the microphone to do what they needed to do, to express what they needed to express, and then learning from them, and just being a student in that moment. It was honestly, that was their episode. It wasn't the Lead Your Lineage podcast. It was the young guy. It was a young fellas podcast that day. We were there, sitting there listening and learning, and taking mental notes to be able to become better humans. I'm just listening to their experience and what they had going on in real life in real time right now. And that's episode 97. It is episode 97. Very impactful for me.
That makes sense. All right, so let's see here. What's another question I want to ask y'all? Well, let's get into some of the content of the podcast. So you say that you really want to get into sex, right? What are some misconceptions, or like where are you all going with that? Like, tell me about that.
Basically, we teach people how we just look at sex as this thing we just do, and we just do, and we forget that at the end of the day we make babies. So sometimes, a lot of times, in the Black community, I speak for my community and my community only. We create broken homes because we're not taught about sex makes families. So we start having sex with people, and we don't have in our state of mind that this person has to be a good mom. This person has to be a good father. This person has to have good morals and values and principles. Because what I'm doing with them could create my lineage, can create something that's coming out of me that I have to take care of, that I have to raise, and that I have to give the best morals and values and principles and interests to. So a lot of times, even for me, for example, I come up in a single mother home. My mama did great. My mama did awesome. My mama did 100%. But a lot of times, especially with single women, they don't understand that you can do 100%, but parenting is 200%. So it was always that other 100% that I was missing that she couldn't do because she's not a woman. I mean, a man. She's a woman. At the end of the day, she couldn't teach me the things that I needed to be as a man. So I grew up and I had woman ways to be up 100. I had to teach myself and look in the mirror and be like, this is how man carry themselves. This is what man do. This is things how man. These are man standards. This is how man hold themselves up to. The things you are doing and the way you behaving is woman behavior. That's why we got a lot of men out here. Because I give people benefit of the doubt. My brain just work different. I know how the system works. So the system is deep and it's hard to beat the system. So my brain clicked on that. A lot of men can't click on that. You know what I mean? Because like I said, that's why a lot of men are in prison. That's why a lot of men creating these broken homes, because we wasn't taught how to be man. It's no masculine. Every man, and I'm gonna hurt feelings when I say this, but all these women be talking about they got masculine energy. Where the hell did you learn it, Black woman? Because there's no masculine energy in our community. That's what the hell is missing. Man, we need to start making it again. That's how I personally feel. I feel like everybody talking about this masculine energy and what man do and what man do. Us man don't even, most of us Black men don't even know what man do because we never saw a man. So we got to start thinking about this. And all of this is from sex. If we start learning people morals and values and interests and start seeing them who they are, we wouldn't just be having sex with people. We'd be like, damn, bro, we can make a baby. I can make a baby with this woman. I can make a baby with this man. So, statistics back me up. Most men in prison, single one. I grew up in the streets. All my guys is dead, locked up, including my brothers. Like my uncle, my cousins. So it's not even my friends. I lost my brothers. I lost my family. So you know what I mean? I'm not just talking out my ass. Statistics I saw with my own eyes. A lot of us is in jail. A lot of us create these broken homes. So we really got to understand that sex is the core of it. It's not. It's coming out having sex too young. We having babies at 18. Like my mama had me at 18. Like, come on, she was just growing with the world. You know, I had to grow up with my mama. So we got to start learning that. So that's why I feel like sex should be looked at very differently because it's how we start families, and that's what me and Cuz represent. We represent families. I have 3 kids with my wife. Me and my wife been together for so long. I've been with her.
Right. Look, she gonna be like, "How long, baby?"
No, she ain't because I've been knowing her since the 7th grade. We've been best friends. Then we start dating and been doing that since the 7th grade. We've been married for like 9 years, I think, 9 years, and been on a current streak, not on and off, but current streak for 11 years. So yeah, me and my wife, and she 30 and I'm 32. So it's like by the time we get like in our old age, we've been knowing each other more than half our life. So
that's a beautiful thing. Okay.
That's real.
Did you want to add something, John?
Yeah, just absolutely. What Cuz alluded to, so I'm on the opposite end of the spectrum. So I have both of so it's kind of like that black boy privilege in the inner city, essentially. I had my mother and my father happily married at home. We grew up on the east side of Indianapolis, and I didn't see a lot of people in the neighborhood that I grew up in that had that. Mm-hmm. So my whole upbringing essentially was like I was here. My nephew was down the street. Grandfather on the next block, like on the same street, but on the next 100 block. Great grandmother was on the next block over behind him. Other grandmother within walking distance around the corner, less than a fourth of a mile away. And I had 2 uncles that's like probably like a half mile away down the street. So my whole existence was family. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. But this is the thing I'll talk about the time what I was talking about earlier about all the things that's been swept under the rug. Him and I are cousins. That was my second. His mother's my first generation cousin. He's my second generation cousin. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. But we're related, and we have 2 totally different ends of the spectrum in terms of our existence. But we have the same lineage on my mom's side, on our mother's side, technically, mm-hmm. And seeing my father and my mother together for 24 years. My father passed in 2016. He had struggle with his brainstem. He had health issues as well. Mm-hmm. But that piece of like seeing them being together, that all started off with them having sex. They got engaged. Mom got pregnant, got married in July. And then in September, I'm born. And then boom, in 24 years, they together. Mm-hmm. So it's a whole different dynamic, but that whole situation started with them making a commitment with one another, and being like, "Hey, we here, we're gonna do this. Let's stick it out." And they stuck it out till death did them part. So it's a whole different dynamic within our own bloodline, within our own lineage. I just wanted to get that perspective as well, and that's a beautiful dynamic between Cuz and I as well. We're literally night and day, and we can cover a 360 degree and a 720 degree basis, because we can talk about where we are now, where we've been, to get a 360 degree, and it's another one too. So 360 plus 360 and 720. So that's why I would say 360, 720, because it's 2 of us doing the whole revolution around where we were to where we are now.
Okay, I love that. Yeah, and it's good to have those different perspectives. It just makes for a good look, since we on relationship soup, a good mix, right? Now, so let's go ahead and get to this whole relationship thing, right? Because I'm about to get all up in your business. So for Tip, what has marriage taught you about communication and compromise and showing up for someone long term?
Communication. What I really learned is this: basically, make a long, because I can be winded with this, but I'm gonna try not to be. I learned that a lot of times the problem is we don't understand the person we're talking to. Everybody's comprehension is different. Everybody's understanding is different. When you talk to people, you gotta, especially when you talk to your spouse, you gotta understand what words trigger them. Like if I say this, it might get this person upset. You gotta understand what words they can comprehend, how they can comprehend it. A lot of times we express stuff and we express our feelings with words in our way to try to get the people to understand. However, when you're talking to your spouse, you gotta figure out, since you love this person so much, you gotta figure out how you can express your words, your feelings in their way. It sounds crazy, but you gotta figure out how to talk like they would, so they can understand where you coming from. Also, you gotta be blunt. A lot of people times, like, we're very blunt with each other, very honest with each other. When I first started, I'm gonna tell you how truthful me and my wife are. When we first started this podcast and she was watching our podcast, this is at the beginning. She rocks with it now, man. She told me, she said, yeah, this is where, like I said, where we had to learn how to switch up the conversation. She said, yeah, this shit put me to sleep, babe. I ain't gonna lie to you. I tried to get her to watch it. She said, yeah, I can't watch this. This is putting me to sleep. And me, I didn't get hurtful because I know where my wife is coming from. And that's another thing. You know, you got to understand, I know where she's coming from. She's coming from, but I want you to do better. Just figure out, you know how to do it. You and your cuz go in the lab. That's what she's telling me. After she told me, she like, nah, y'all need to talk how y'all be talking when y'all live. And that's how we do it. And another thing I learned about communication is the I message. It's this thing called I messages. If anybody who ever took any type of therapy or anything, they should know this. The I message is when you relate to stuff, when you talk to people. You got to take out your offense.
Mm-hmm.
You take out offense and defense. Actually, a lot of people, when we talk to our spouse, we talk in a offensive way, and they respond defensively, and we get upset. And you got to understand that's how sports work. It's an offense and it's a defense. With the I messages, it takes you all the way out of sports, and it makes you having a real connection. I'm just using the sports for analogy, and the I messages are basically when you say I feel such and such. When this situation happens, and you never say you never say you've done this. You never attack the person. You never be like, man, you pissing me off. You can't say stuff like that. That's defense. That's offensive. Now that person gonna respond defensively. So those are two things that I learned a lot about communication.
Okay, I appreciate that. All right, Sean, it's your turn. Okay, let me ask you this. So, during our conversation, I think you stated that it's been a year post your breakup, right?
Got hearing some change, yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what have been the biggest lessons or moments of growth for you? Because we know after them breakups, trust me.
That's a great question. Absolutely. He always laughs. He always laughs.
No, because and plus he's your cousin, so he been.
Yeah, that's fam. That's fam for sure. Yeah, great question. Number one was learning how to love someone the way they want to be loved. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And it necessarily might not be what they need or what you think that they need, essentially. Mm-hmm. Like they communicated, hey, I need this. You need to show them that. And if you're not able to provide that, you need to communicate, hey, this is not within my bandwidth to be able to provide this type of love that you're asking for. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So it brings out a different level of self-reflection, a different level of mirroring to see where your shortcomings are, your areas of improvement are. The other thing was potential. Mm-hmm. Dating on potential within yourself as you as the individual and the person you're dating as well. Like knowing that you have to accept them for where they are right now. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And then I talked to an elder brother that's been married for like, he's probably going on 40 years now, him and his wife.
Wow.
Beautiful melanated couple. That brother told me, if the one thing that you don't like never changes, would you want to still be with that person? It's like that one thing that's like, you really just, I wish this could change. Like, you can make a wish and that thing disappears. Would you ever want to, would you still want to be with that person? And that answer needs to be yes. Whatever that is, that answer needs to be yes. So if you make that lifelong commitment, that's for through thick and thin, all the different things that's going on. That's a true commitment. So I learned commitments from sports. I learned commitment indirectly and directly from my parents in their marriage. But I knew I didn't want that type of marriage for me. For a minute, I didn't even want to be married. For real, to be honest. But then I came to my senses, like, I really want to have a family and whatnot. What this really look like, and those three things: knowing how to love people the way they want to be loved, being able to not date on potential within yourself or the partner, and just being honest and accepting them where they are in that moment. If they never change, are you gonna stick it out?
Absolutely. I think that's great advice. Like, and and I think that potential piece is so important, because how often have some of us actually just kept it, maybe it's because of what they showed you in the beginning, like, well, they have the potential to be that way, but you really seeing who they are, so that potential piece is huge. And I like that. And I totally do agree. If that one thing wouldn't change, would you still want to be with them? And I think that's real. That's very real. It's very real.
Absolutely. Yeah, that lives rent free in my head. That question.
Absolutely. All right, so let's see here. Where else do I want to go with y'all? Let's see here.
Yeah, we here. Let us know what's good. We locked in.
And look, I'm about to get, like I said, I told you I'm gonna get all in y'all grill. Look, and so when I come on y'all show, we're
gonna get into it for sure.
Okay. All right, so let's see. So, have there been moments where, let's see here, where was I gonna go? Like, do either of you ever challenge each other on like what y'all beliefs are about marriage and about, breakup or being single? Have y'all ever ran into those moments, cousins?
Yeah, we challenge each other every day, just because we have to, we have to make sure we're growing. That's part of holding each other accountable. That's one big thing I always been on. Holding whoever you're around, you got to be about what you're talking about. You got to be who you are. So yeah, man, cousin challenge of marriage and things. That's one thing when me and cuz talking about, he was saying he didn't want to get married. That's one thing I told him. I said, cuz, you know how dumb you sound? I said, look at me and look at you. I said, well, let me, I was like, look, cuz, look how we came. I said, you know how hard it was for me to hear? I had to lose all my guys. I had to do this and how to do that. I had to lose this and lose that. This was the bigger challenge, cuz. I said, now look, you had one person that helped you, your damn daddy. And you know what I mean? I said, Butch, that's his daddy name. I said, Butch saved your ass, cuz, whether you want to admit it or not. I said, all my guys who are around me, all of us came from single parent homes. So yeah, we challenge each other all the time. Cuz challenge my thinking all the time. I keep it 100, man. I don't give a damn. I share shit all the time. I was about to fight one of my cousins recently. Man, you know what I mean? I just was feeling the urge, man. It was what, last year or something?
Allegedly.
Man, hey, I didn't do it though, so I can tell them I was about to fight my cousin. I was about to fight my cousin. I don't give a damn. Hey, I was about to fight my cousin, but I didn't. You know what I mean? And I called cuz, because cuz grew up, he grew up more, that's what I'm teaching my son. I'm teaching him how to control his emotions like a man. But I was talking to cuz, he said, cuz, we already know gonna be the outcome, man. So won't you chill out, man? You know what I mean? And chill. Just now how he was trying to say allegedly, and I'm like, nah, cuz, nah. So cuz always challenge, man. We always got each other back, man, whether we want to have each other back or not.
Okay. All right. Did you want to add anything, Sean? I see we got a couple of comments. I be trying to bring these comments.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, cuz hold me accountable all the time. And the thing with us too, just in general, just in life as we progress as men, in this human experience, tapping into the guys that we are and tapping into our ancestors that are helping us see this mission through and this vision through. We hold each other accountable in general. So just doing it from a relational standpoint, that's just icing on the cake. We started with holding each other accountable as humans, as men, as cousins. One thing that him and I both got to do better at, we got to get back to those 2020 days more often. We have them when we were like hanging out to get more consent to get to this point that got us there. We got to get back to that. So that's us holding us. That's me holding us accountable right now in that regard. And also too from a relational standpoint, like cuz he kept it real with me about some stuff in one of my previous relationships. It was like, man, if there was being super transparent right now, it was like, man, if that was my daughter, I wouldn't want you dating her. That's what he told me. How the situation was playing out. And that's based on that question that was that, like, that one thing didn't change. And if that whatever the answer is, and I gave him the whole rundown and whatnot. And he was like, man, if that's where you are and there's any hesitation there, and you got to think about that, I don't even want you dating my daughter. And I know a lot of fathers probably think the same way. And I was like, and I understood that because I had my father in my life. And he would feel the same way with a woman dating me. My father and my mother too. You know what I'm saying? They both would feel the same exact way. So I felt that. And I had to think about that. So I was able to merge how I felt about it and what I thought about it to be able to become a better human being and be accountable.
And I love that. I love that, Sean. I love y'all's relationship because just from, my life lived, my experience, I find where brothers don't have that. You know what I mean? Like, because a lot of brothers that I've had across paths, I had both my parents, right? But I'm saying like there's brothers that I've crossed paths with, they didn't have that brother to keep them accountable. They didn't have that brother to really go to and talk to and stuff like that, which that can make a big difference in your relationships. Now, some I've crossed paths with, they've had those influences. Now I've heard, you know what I mean? It you know what I'm saying? Not necessarily dropping growth seeds. So I just want to say, I can appreciate y'all relationship on that because it's definitely what's needed,
Hey, cuz ain't gonna be out. Let me be out here. You know what I mean? Talking about families, and I'm out here fucking around cheating on my wife. You know what I mean? And vice versa. If he was married, I wouldn't do that. And that's because we both have. You talking about a lot of times. That's because in order to have a brotherhood, one thing to have a good brotherhood, that person, yourself, you have to be able to hold yourself accountable. You can't just be saying, like I said, you can't just be saying about families and I'm out here fucking around cheating and breaking up homes and not really creating homes. That's not good. I can't hang out with you either. And this is another thing. Cuz wouldn't want to hang out with me and I wouldn't want to hang out with him either. Because now can I trust you? How do I know you telling me the truth, man? You sleep with me every day. It sounds taboo, but when you really try to think about building your kingdom and all of that and really building this family structure, it sounds normal. We've been so Europeanized that we don't understand that holding each other accountable even that way is good for you and your brother relationship. So that's another reason why me and cuz do that. Is because shit, you doing this cuz how I supposed to know you keeping it real with me? Shit, you can fake it with somebody you having sex with. Shit, look, I keep it 100, man. I cuss. Look, I'm gonna tell you. This is what I tell cuz if she giving you some pussy and you fucking around over her, how I supposed to know you ain't gonna fuck around over me? I ain't got no pussy, cuz. You know what I mean? That's exactly how I'm gonna tell cuz, So it is what it is. Cuz said this on one of the podcasts, man, and I agree, man. A lot of men say this. There's no way of manhood. Everybody had a different manhood. But my grandma always told me this: birds of the feather flock together. And so a lot of times, going back to when you said brothers don't hold each other accountable, that's because they don't hold each other accountable. You flock with your own crowd. So that's how me and Cuz started hanging out with shit. We start flocking again. We start realizing what our core was. So yeah, definitely hold each other accountable during relationships, even my marriage, with my kids, all the time.
Absolutely. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. I appreciate that. So I do see that we have a couple questions, y'all. Let's go ahead and hit this crowd because I want to get into y'all plant-based lifestyle too. We got to talk about that because I'm all about, relationships of all kinds. So not only with, self, others, with that food piece too. Okay, so we do have a couple of comments, y'all. Let's see what the people's is talking about. All right, so let's see here. So Mr. Blues Radio, we have to learn from the young bloods. Absolutely. I feel like you can learn from anybody. Chocolate chips are amazing, and I do love graham crackers, right? All right, so Derek, hey, Derek, thank you so much for joining me. Steve on my aunt and Kristen Pretty Cuzzle Duckett episode. Yeah, absolutely. They were on my show too. I had actually met them through Jacoby. Y'all remember Jacoby? He was at the event that we had all met at. Yeah, I mean, that episode, the seeds that was dropped, that episode.
I gotta definitely check it out, for real.
I'll send it to you. I'll send it to you after the show so you can check it out. Because I'm telling you, that episode, like they were on a few episodes because, there was just so much information. And I just love their energy, not only what they're doing, but just them as a couple. To me, that's so rare, right? And I've crossed paths with a lot of couples, but what they have is just simply amazing. That connection is amazing. So let's see.
Agreed. That's why I say birds of the feather flock together. We when I met him, I met him when me and my wife, and we met him and his lady, and it was good. So man, shout out to Steve-O, man. That's my boy.
Absolutely. Shout out to Steve-O and Chris. Absolutely. And I hope that their journey is everything that they want it to be. Like they're so deserving of this. They very hard working couple, so yeah. All right, so let's see. The passing of my grandmother split both sides of my family. I was the glue for a while, not now. Let's see here. So Derek says, I feel many Black men and women had examples, but didn't really listen to or respect them. I checked the stats a lot. Much of what we believe is false. I would love for more women to understand the overall impact of their dating and see choices and reasons why they are attracted to what or who they like. That's deep. That comes with the work. You got to do the work. You absolutely have to do the work.
Hey, can we go into this the statement when he said most of the statistics is false? Let's ask the prison inmates. I can call a lot of prison inmates. I can call mamas. I'm the statistics is real, bro. That's the problem. I just talked about this on one of our episodes. We don't want to accept shit. It's what's going on, bro. I mean, I'm for real. I'm standing on that. We talking, man. No, a lot of people didn't. People be saying they had people that they could look up to. But when you really look in the reality of it, where these people where they could look up to, just because somebody's doing good in life, doesn't mean you can you have a good relationship with them. You can have an uncle that's doing great in life, but if you don't have a relationship with that uncle, he's not no role model. One of our guys, he was one of our guests, but before he was a guest, he was one of my guys, my buddies. His name is Kareem Hines, and he has a program called New Boys. And he said before, I don't know if this is the right wording, but he said connection before correction. And he's always talking about how you have to have that connection with the people. You have to have a connection with the youth before you can just think that you leading by example. So I really feel like if you looked up, you probably wasn't looking up nothing. You probably was looking up paperwork. Let's call humans. Let's do our own data. And let's see how many people in the penitentiary, males, Black males, grew up without a father figure. We can't ask the dead, but if we could, they'd tell you too. So
I think he was also talking about like he looks at the stats and he said that that's not true. So I think he's in alignment with what you just said.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And
my
What
phone
you what?
said,
No, 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 no.
You know, that's why I gotta read. It's called reading the comprehend.
no, but you know what?
What you said is still true though.
Absolutely. It's
true.
all
It's
all
duality.
absolutely. I love that. I see you shine. Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. You know, and you know, you do have to watch the stats as well, because you know, just even in all the education that I've got, you know, and the research that I've done, we all know that stats can be bent for an agenda. We know that. You feel me? So you know, you just have to have discernment with however you move, you know. So.
Oh, let me touch on that too. What you just said. We had our latest podcast episode yesterday, and I was just being transparent about where I'm at in my life journey. I was like, the only thing I know is true in this season of Shine is that my ancestors were here at the beginning of time. That's all I know.
Absolutely.
Because they all had if I ask my mother and father how was I made, they'll let me know. Then I'm like, oh, so they had a mother and father, my grandparents, great grandparents, et cetera, et cetera. So that's all I know. Like numbers lie, men lie, women lie, children lie, but nature doesn't.
That's
right. Got to get back to that.
That's real.
As simple as that.
Absolutely. I see Steve-O just chat. Look who entered the chat, y'all. Hey, Steve-O.
I was good, brother.
Absolutely. Thanks for joining us tonight. We really appreciate that. Let's see here. And, you know, Malik made a good point, too. One thing about Chris and Steve-O as well, they support each other, and it does not seem like competition at all. Like, they just really seem like they're just on one accord. I mean, you know, of course, I mean, nobody's perfect, right? But some things I just don't feel like you can fake. And energy don't lie to me. Energy is energy all day long. And when I've been blessed to be able to be around them, it's so refreshing. I don't know, you know, I don't think that I've ever really shared that with them, but it's so refreshing just to see how they work together and the love that they have for each other. So
yeah, I met both of them like years ago too, at when they were setting up a garden at a school. That was like just seeing what they were able to manifest together. And I was like, yo, I definitely need to tap in. And then just now just like, oh, it's came back full circle. Like we're learning how to become better humans just by our interactions.
Absolutely.
With them and the people around them as well. That's how we got here today. Without, if we weren't interacting with them, we wouldn't be here today. So shout out to them, being a connector, being a conscious connector for sure.
Absolutely. Keep conscious connector.
And I want to touch on what Malik said too.
Yes, absolutely.
From a familial standpoint, what Brother Malik said, like just imagine if my cousin and I were in competition with each other, right? We had the same lineage, we had the same bloodline, we had the same ancestors. We really have people that are alive walking on this earth right now that are related. So if I'm taking away from him or he's taking away from me, we're taking away from our own bloodline. Good point. So just putting that in perspective, if you're building a family business or in a family business, if you have that perspective, if that's one of your perspectives and one of your motivations or bullet points in your morals, values, and principles, that'll change a whole lot. It's like, why am I in competition with somebody I'm related to? Because that takes away from our ancestors of the past, the people that's here now, and the beneficiaries of the future, in our lineage and our heirs. Like what we doing? So we've been able to not have that competition from a relationship standpoint, from familial, and with an intimate relationship too, with a lifelong partner. All of that competition got to go. Absolutely, I totally agree with that. Ooh, this time is crazy. Like, hey, all right, are you gonna ask something?
Yeah, I definitely was gonna talk about that too. When going back to the competition, with relationships, I'm gonna share something. I'm gonna be real vulnerable right here. And this is about growth. And if you really think about growth, okay, so when me and my wife started, when my daughter was born, I had the mindset where I was like, fuck it. My wife, she's not about to work. She's not about to do nothing. She's about to be at the crib. Don't touch nothing. I don't want her doing nothing but taking care of my kids. Right? However, at the time, I didn't have anything. I didn't have a business. I didn't have a business mindset. Only thing I had, can y'all hear me? It said I was muted. Okay, I didn't have a business mindset. I didn't have nothing. Like I said, I used to be in the streets, so I still kind of have like a street mindset. I was thinking like, man, I can just work, and you can stay. She told me, no, you're not gonna make enough money in order to take care of us. She said, I have a degree. She has a degree in OT. She's an occupational therapist. So because during the whole time she was going to school, that's when I was in the streets and all that. So I didn't want her never working. So until we had a daughter, she started, our bills and lifestyle changed and stuff started going on. So she said, I'm gonna have to start working, and you're gonna have to raise the baby and this, that. And at first I'm like, oh no, hell no, this, that. I go to school and go to work and do all that. She was like, how you gonna do all that and make enough money to take care of the family? You know what I mean? And at that moment, I stopped looking at everything like competition. I stopped looking at everything like this is his, this is hers, this is the male play. This is what the male need to do. This is what the woman need to do. I start looking at life more as in we are one. We are together. I'm doing something. She's doing something. And in terms of all of that, that gave me enough time to figure out who I was. I started learning how to homeschool our daughter. I opened up a business, the original people, and I made money. I still make, I ain't gonna talk about that, but I make a nice little money off of it. Then Legion Lineage, we making money. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna get deep into that, for legal purposes, but we making money. So it was when I stopped looking at everything as a competition, as his, hers role. And I start looking at who is better for the role. I say this, and I'm always say this: roles are for movies.
I love that.
When you adapt, you last forever. Roles are for movies. When you're in a marriage and you adapt, you last forever. You're never better fit for the role. That's even with me and Cuz. Me and Cuz always talk about this. Oh, it's your time to shoot the ball. Oh, it's my time to shoot the ball. Knowing what role, who is better role. Okay, we at this corner. You better at shooting at the right corner, Cuz. I'm better shooting at the top point. So when they guard you, I'm gonna be this and that and the third. That works with not only my marriage. I use the same principles with me and my cousin. You know what I mean? Totally different in a way. You know what I mean? But it's the same principles. It's knowing knowing that this is not a role. Who's the better person forward to get the job done? Because we a team. We move forward. When one of us shine, we all shine. This is no competition. It was at first. It was people were like, "Dang man, you at home teaching the kid." I felt weird being a home dad, but that moment and that time, if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't have the original people. I wouldn't have Legion Lineage. And both of those have done great enough to where if I kept working, I would have never made this much money. I would never made as much money as I ever made working because I didn't have the certificates or anything for it. So I definitely feel like being in competition with somebody you sleep in your bed with, or being in competition with somebody you hanging out with every day, that's stupid. Cuz I don't know who said it, but whoever said it, man, cuz always be quoting them. You go faster alone, farther with others.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just true. If you want to go somewhere fast, go alone. If you want to go somewhere far, go up. So that's just true. And that all means that you're working as one. The body has many different organs. Each organ does a quote unquote job, but it's only real one job. And that one job is to make sure that you live every day. So
I love that. Thank you so much for sharing that. Okay, y'all know we getting low on time. Y'all know how it is when you podcast. It seems like that time be going so quick. Sometimes when I know I'm putting the show together, it's like, yo, in the beginning, especially, it's like, man, the time, but it always flies by. Let me hit a couple of these comments. I'm going to ask y'all a quick question about your lifestyle because y'all already know about like 8 o'clock. starting on a Tuesday. So Steve O says ego remove allows the relationship to be efficient in execution. Jason says, when you love and appreciate your partner, teammate, winning is an everyday thing. Absolutely it is. Absolutely it is. And then Derek says adaptation to and cooperation have been the foundations of human success for 500,000 years. It works, which is why we've been conditioned away from it. That's absolutely. Yeah, I know I need 2 hours. I know. Like I'm telling you, like Guest from Past like 2 hours. I'm like, hold on, wait a minute. Not that I couldn't do 2 hours. I'm just gonna have to figure out a plan. Because I tell you, like StreamYard, man, they only, them little plans I'm on, you gotta ration it out. I'm gonna figure it out though, because I mean, it's quality over quantity. So anyway, relationship is about harmony. Everything moves in order to purpose. I get it. All right, so let me ask y'all this real quick, because again, now we're gonna have to get out of here. So I know that y'all plant-based, right? What is that lifestyle like? Because I'm telling you, I've been needing some tips. Like I was a vegetarian for 2 years, and I've shared this on the show, but I did it wrong. Y'all, I did it wrong. Like I had got low blood pressure. I was sick. I mean, I'm just gonna say it like this. It was a food. So like, can you share some tips and what that plant lifestyle looks like for you?
Yeah, absolutely. What's going on, Coach Boyd? My guy.
Yes, Coach Boyd.
Yeah, we coached together at LC for a couple seasons. So I've been plant-based since July 20th of 2017.
Okay.
That's when I made my transition. Wow, man, that's crazy. Beautiful at the same time. Mm-hmm. Tips. One of the things that I tell people, just in general, even like vegetarian, pescatarian, plant-based, vegan, alkaline, if you choose to eat meat, whatever that is for you, put more God-made food in your body than man-made food. That's the stream baseline. So if you're gonna eat meat, go direct to the farm. Go get the cattle yourself. Mm-hmm. Cure it, slaughter it, whatever you need to do. Go do that directly. Go direct to the source. Mm-hmm. Same thing with plants. Work towards getting direct to the source. Or have that tribe, that village that is direct to the source, and y'all can barter or exchange currency to be able to make that make sense for y'all. So number one, so God-made food, more God-made food versus man-made food. If you're looking to transition into plant-based, I'll tell people grace. Grace is a word that I had to learn in my late 20s, early 30s. Grace. It took me 18 years to be 18. When I was 18. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So no, it doesn't happen overnight. If you're on this journey to prevent some health things, that's why I got into it. Like my pops had health issues. I'm like, I don't want to go down that route. Mm-hmm. And less than a month later, back in 2016, I lost one of my coaches. Mm-hmm. And rest easy, Butch, which is my father, and rest easy, Coach Woody. Less than a month later, he had he died from a heart attack in his car. And knowing that those are two prominent men in my life, I was like, I got to do something different. So it took me a year to process that and whatnot, and I went into it. But I started with, I personally started with a lot of frozen fruits. And the way I started, I wouldn't recommend it. Mm-hmm. I kind of slightly went cold turkey. I just ripped everything out the refrigerator. I was like, I'm done with that. Like, I'm done. So you got to slowly transition into it. So if I was starting all over again today, I would literally eliminate all excuses to be a man of my word. So everything that's literally in my house, I would eat that. Because you don't waste your money on your stuff. Eat that food.
Yeah. Okay.
Especially how the economy is right now. Eat that food. And then once you literally have nothing left to eat, then make that transition. It's a plant-based. You can go into the fruits, the veggies. You can go into the manufactured stuff. It's completely up to you. But at the end, your barometer should be put more God-made food in your body than man-made food. No matter what your nutritional desires are, that should be your baseline, your barometer to be able to measure. Like, this is where I'm at, to be able to track your progress and hold yourself accountable too. Because when we behind closed doors, And I'm behind closed doors, cuz not there. He behind closed doors, I'm not there.
Mm-hmm.
So it takes a level of self-accountability and self-actualization. Hey, why am I really doing this? And when you have those urges where you're making those transitions, when you're behind closed doors, can you be a man or a woman of your word? So that would be my recommendations.
That makes a lot of sense. And you know, like you, I went cold turkey. Like somebody had shown me this PETA video and it just totally had messed my, like, I just couldn't. Like, so I just went cold turkey like you. I threw everything out. And, you know, so that's really good advice because, you know, that might be the default of many people who decide, well, I'm going to eat this lifestyle or I'm going to do this. So I'm just going to get rid of all that. And you're right. These groceries, they ain't playing. But anyway, so yeah, I need to close this out. We went a little over. Are there any final words that you want? Let my listeners know where to find you, 1, 2, and what final brief words do you have for my listeners?
Okay.
Absolutely.
Let me get this out real quick. Since we on this relationship, you know what I mean? Hey, look, me and my wife, we looking for another wife, man. So look.
Oh.
Okay.
So I gotta throw that out, cause I throw that out every time. My wife tell me to, you know what I mean? So
Understood.
we on this relationship thing. Me and my wife, we looking for another wife. So that's all. Hey, and cuz let them know where they can find us at, cuz.
Absolutely, I got you.
Okay.
In closing, definitely appreciate you for having us on the platform. Be able for us to get interviewed. You know, that's a beautiful thing. We always being the interviewer, and we get to be the interviewee tonight. So yeah, we greatly appreciate you for that.
That's a real blessing.
Yeah,
we haven't
absolutely.
got on a podcast since like 2022. Last time we are 2023, one of those times that I was like, man, that's what I was telling everybody. I'm like, man, this is gonna be dope. The conversation is around what we talk about. Like I said, your intro really made me feel like, oh, okay, I'm in the right spot. I'm in the right space. Felt your energy as soon as you came on. So yeah, I'm definitely appreciated that you had us on here.
Thank y'all so much. You know, I definitely appreciate y'all too. I do.
Indeed. And you can, everybody, y'all can find us on Lead Your Lineage in all platforms. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Lead Your Lineage, all platforms. Make sure y'all connect with us. Like, share, and subscribe to the podcast. We got some beautiful things coming in 2026 and beyond. And lead yourself so you can lead your lineage, because family is the foundation of freedom.
Absolutely. And I'll put that in the thread too. I'll put your all your contact information in the thread, so whoever watches this, they can get it and follow y'all. Definitely.
Yep. And our website is leadyourlineage.com. So check us out.
Absolutely. Lead Your Lineage. Was you gonna add some tip before we get out of here?
Sorry.
Were you gonna add something?
No. Our event, and don't forget about our event this Saturday, 3 to 6 p.m. They say 5, but it's gonna probably be 6 p.m. We're having a cooking demonstration with the teens from 13 ages up. We're gonna be at P30, 3039 North Post Road. They're gonna cook their own food, and while they eating and chowing down, we're gonna talk to them about life and being a man and sex.
I love it.
Yeah, okay. Partnership with BU Wellness too. That's it's been a beautiful partnership that we've had this year. So
awesome. Yeah. Well, send me that information. Okay.
I got you.
So I can post it. All right, I'm gonna take y'all out of here so I can close out, because I ain't gonna lie. On a Tuesday, especially, because my day be so busy.
And I feel you.
Myself, you know, I'll be fasting and stuff, but it's time I need some sustenance or something. So thank y'all so much, brothers. Thank you for what you do. Love and light to y'all. Thank y'all for being you. Thank you for the energy. Thank you for what you're doing for the youth, for the world, for planting seeds. So much love and light. Thank y'all.
All right, lead yourself, sing, lead your lineage. All right, y'all.
Thank you. All right, boom. So look, okay, so we went a little over, right? But you know, sometimes, you know, my stomach just has to sacrifice, right? So anyway, Jason, thank you. So when they dope. And see, I'm not surprised that y'all knew each other, because I'm telling you, these circles, you know, it just is that. Thank you, Cousin Kim, for joining me. You know, I really appreciate you. Yes, you definitely should have a physical first. Get your blood checked, see what you're deficient in. That is so important. And then you definitely want to have a nutritionist, a holistic doctor, whatever it is, just make it all work. So anyway, y'all, I got to get out of here. Thank y'all so much for joining me tonight. Shout out to all my listeners. Shout out to Lead Your Lineage. Them brothers are dope. I appreciate all of you. Shout out to my mama. I went live this week, right? I'm telling you. I told you I was going to do it. Shout out to the Grishams, my Aunt Anna, Lyric. I appreciate all of y'all. Let me go ahead and put this affirmation out here. This is a pretty short one. So let me put this affirmation out here. Y'all know how I feel about affirmations, right? And then I'm going to go ahead and peace out of here. All right. So divine order governs my relationships, my growth, and my path, right? We're just going to put it at that this week, y'all. I know we didn't get to the true false. That's okay. But hopefully tonight planted some seeds, y'all. And that's what Relationship Soup is about. We plant seeds. We talk about our experiences, and that's just what it is. Now, let me get this in here right quick. You already know. Relationship Soup, period, on YouTube. Website, relationshipsoup.com. Hey, listen, and y'all already know. Relationship Soup Group. Y'all should be in the room. If you're not in the room, you're tripping. If you want to follow me, it's Relationship Soup LLC. And then on TikTok, hey, y'all already know, Relationship Soup. And let me go ahead and do this one more again, y'all. Let me bring it on one more time. Hello, Me. My book, my children's affirmations book. This is going to plant some positive seeds in the babies. You hear me? This will be out soon. So stay tuned because you will see. Hey, listen, it's going to go down. But anyway, y'all, thank y'all so much. I love y'all. And y'all already know it starts with you, right? It starts with you. So let me get out here and feed my body. I love y'all. Until we meet next time. Peace.